Aiden, we about to go on air. Close your door.
Okay, good evening. We do apologize. We are late. Just a few minutes. I was trying to pull up something and I lost it, but I think I remember everything it was. I wanted to open with that. Good evening. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations.
And I'm Toby O'Neill.
Uh, Dana Hudson, good evening to you. Miss Moore, good evening to you as well. And Angela Jackson, good evening to you. Okay, we can't make this up. We can't make it up. We can't make it up. Uh, Donald Duck. Donald Duck is what he did on Wednesday. Him and his people sent emails out to their supporters on Wednesday, asking them to show their love for him by purchasing a Donald Duck loyalty card. I was waiting on you to ask, Toby. I'll wait on it.
Wow.
But, and there are several things wrong with it. Number one, it's just wrong. It has the design of, there's I think it's a SWAT sticker on there and some other white supremacist logo. Hopefully I can pull it back up for tonight. And you have to show that. And then for those that are truly loyal to him, there's another card that they can get, they can purchase.
Mm.
You know what? If that ain't a jackass, if that ain't somebody that's full of themselves, I don't know what is. Toby, this South sucker. Do you remember Jim Jones?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is him reincarnated all over again.
Wow.
This is earthly ridiculous. I mean, really? But here's the thing. They will do it.
Oh yeah. They're gonna show support. They're gonna show support.
Unbelievable. Exactly. I mean, it's really unbelievable what's going on with him. New information came out again today that he called and made more threats in December to get top brass to send out more emails stating that the election was rigged, that he really won the election. And don't forget the call he made to, I think it was acting attorney general in Georgia then, I think. And basically telling him I need over 11,000 some votes, something like that. And the attorney general wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. So the handwriting is on the wall. The wall. This dude will do anything, would have done anything to stay in the White House. And now he's still pushing the lies about winning. You need to purchase a loyalty card so I can see how much you love your president, because he still thinks he's the president. I forgot what day, I think it's the 16th, 14th or something, that he's supposed to be reinstated into the White House. I don't know what land he will be on when he walk in there, but it will not be the White House that we know of. Jesus.
Just like we say though, look at it. Like literally, this dude has too much power. Like, think about it. But the main thing about it is he has power and it's unchecked because he's not under any rules and regulations. As a president, he was under certain rules and regulations to where he could be, kept in check. But it's like now that he's not under those rules and regulations and those guidelines, like he literally has even more power, uncontrolled power. And that's like we always say, that's scary. Mm-hmm.
It is. But you're absolutely right. He has more power now, and he has the proof when you watch TV. I mean, you know what? If there was, I'm gonna change for a minute. If there was any president that should have been disrespected because he made it that way, it would have been Donald Duck. Okay, Respect is never given. Respect is always earned. President Barack Obama earned that respect even before he walked in the White House. And I said this to say that about Florida's governor, who does not give a damn about the people in Florida, does not give a damn about the children. The way he conducted himself, I think it was on yesterday, and disrespected the president of the United States is unbelievable. You do not go after the president of the United States in that way, especially on live TV. If you don't like him, you don't like him. You don't like his policies, you don't like his policies. But here's the thing. These are people that love Donald Duck pink ass. They all think alike. They want a new world order. That's what they want. By any means necessary.
But it's not.
And so you get a clap.
I'll say this. It's the thing about it is, you said a new world order. They don't want a new world order. We want a new world order. They want the old world order.
Exactly. That's it. That's when they say, make America great again.
Exactly. And like I said, my piece ties directly into that. Make America great again. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back and see, talk about the great times in America, as they say. Exactly.
Miss Roberta Rick says, good evening. Good evening to you, lovely big time. Tammy Always 100 says he can take all of those cards and stick them up his ass.
Woo! I agree. Hey,
I agree.
I want to say what's up to Mr. Davis. I see lurking. Shalom, family. Shalom.
Okay.
Mr. Timothy Davis is tuned in today.
Oh my God. Oh, we in trouble now. Now we're being spied on. We'll get a call after it's over. Love you. Purple says good evening to you. Love you big time as well. I think that was it. Okay. Let's get at it. We do know we hadn't said anything about it in the last couple of nights. I think the coronavirus is once again, well, the Delta version is sweeping across the United States extremely fast. We're now at over 100,000 in the United States. Dr. Fauci said earlier today on CNN that it's possible that a new variant
I think we're having technical difficulties. We lost Mr. Scott. Give us a minute. I'm gonna have to start being ready to take over the show on these moments. When I get to one screen. Thank y'all for bearing with us. Give us a minute to work out these technical difficulties, and we'll be back with you in a minute. You must be having some difficulties. Here we come.
Okay, we're back.
All right.
The new one that will be here soon is said to be worse than the Delta variant that's going on right now. Me personally, and I'm only speaking for me, I haven't taken the vaccine. I have no intention of taking the vaccine, but I will never tell the people not to take the vaccine. If that's what you want to do, then you do that. You have to look out for yours the same on this end. But we all know people reasons for not wanting to take the vaccine. So I wouldn't dare push that off on anyone. But I do think you should play it safe and you should mask up. But one thing you also have to keep in mind, your children does not belong to the government. Therefore, it's up to you to take care of your children. Don't keep sitting around waiting on the government to say, take them out of school, put them in school. That's your child. That's your child. You are responsible for that child. So whatever you feel is best for you and yours, then please do it. But for the most part, it's getting extremely worse. The state of Louisiana, is it Arkansas, and I think Mississippi told me where they are running out of ICU beds.
I want to say this. As a parent, you have a choice. Your child doesn't. Your child is not old enough to make that choice. So as a parent, whether you choose to wear a mask or not, think about your child. Your child doesn't have the ability to make that decision. And as a parent, you should be more than likely wanting to play it safe and mask your kids up. Put masks on your kids. I see so many people running around. And like I said, like you said, a grown-up has the authority or the will to choose what they want to do. A child doesn't. The parents that's allowing these kids to walk around with no mask because you're not wearing a mask or because you're not taking it serious, you're putting your child's life at risk. Your life, that's in your hands, but your child life, look out for your child. Make your child wear a mask.
Exactly.
And also, I mean to cut you off. A lot of kids started back to school today. And my wife talked to her sister in Georgia. And I know Georgia is pretty high on, but those people are not taking it serious. She took her kids to enroll in school today, and literally she said she was the only one, her and her kids, the only ones with masks on. And I can't understand that. In a public school, and understand that my son is 7. He's not going to school because I can't trust him to keep his mask on all day. And I'm not going to trust the teachers to make sure he do it. So he's not going simply because I can't trust the whole little system to keep him straight and make sure he's safe.
Exactly. And Georgia is just like Florida. We're not going to do it no matter what anyone says. You know, this is the governor who once again put the economy and politics before the people that elected him to that position. Oh, yeah. So you don't have to sit around and wait on the government to tell you what to do for you and yours. Faye says, I only took it because of my mom. Totally understandable. Goes back to what you just said, Toby, about the kids and stuff. You got to remember who's in your immediate circle.
Okay. To Miss Faye, this is what I want to say to Miss Faye who took it, and I have no opinion about the people taking it or not. But I say this. It started off as one variant. They gave you a treatment for that one variant. Now we have the Delta variant that can't be treated with the same medicine. So they're going to have to come up with another vaccination. Now we've been introduced to what is likely a third variant, that which they're going to tell us it's not, the other shot is not protecting us for that variant. So think about it. Just as of right now, if there's a third variant out there, for us to have a chance of being fully protected, we're going to have to take 3 different variants. It looks like it to me. 3 different variants of the shot. And still, the shot is unknown. The shot is unknown. So we are taking 3 different shots of some unknown, formula or substance that we don't know what it's going to do to us long term. So consider that too. Because I know a lot of people that took the first shot for the first variant, and they're being told, like I say, they're being monitored for possible side effects because they don't know what the possible side effects are. And then also they're being told that doesn't protect you from the new variant.
Exactly. Catherine, she says there are up to 4 now. I'm assuming you are we talking Louisiana?
I think she's talking about the variants.
The 4 variants. Okay.
Yeah, because I would guess that's what she's talking about. And just like I said, if there's a 4th, so that means somebody somewhere is working on a 4th variant. And I'll say this for the ladies. Johnson & Johnson came out with a variant of the shot. Am I right? Johnson & Johnson just was a year or 2 ago just had to come out and admit that they talcum powder was causing ovarian cancer.
Exactly.
And paid billions of dollars to people who used their products and ended up with ovarian cancer. They just had to come out and admit it. So that is like that's something to think about. That because that's something that Johnson & Johnson baby powder we've been using forever and didn't know that it was killing us. And these shots, I think it's going to be something similar with these shots when it's all said and done.
I think it's going to be worse than the virus themselves in the long run and stuff.
That's possible.
So yeah, so you know, if you're gonna take it or you're gonna have your children to take it, my advice is to read up on that shot and the side effects. You know, because it's kind of like when we go to the doctor, a lot of times he or she is writing out a prescription and we take it and say, okay, but not once do we ask about the side effects.
Exactly.
You know, because sometimes the side effects is worse than what's really going on.
Exactly. And that's normally most of the time with these medicines. When they made them start putting the side effects out to the public. Think about it. We look at medicines and we listen to the side effects and say it's not worth it. It's not even, but like this is something we don't even know the side effects of it because they're just giving it out. We don't know, and like we said yesterday, I don't really think they would publicize the side effects because that will go against their mission of getting everybody to take it.
Oh, you're exactly right. Oh no, we dare not do that. They're not that dumb. You know, they won't do that and stuff. But it's up to us,
exactly,
to determine whether or not we will take it. You know, especially when your children are involved. But when we're being told in some states that the teachers don't have to have the vaccine, but the students do. I mean, it makes no earthly damn sense. I can't get it to make sense. No matter how many times I try. Incidentally, the phone lines are open tonight. It's 1-877-755-9115. If you want to call in, join in on tonight's discussion. Okay, Toby. Let's talk before we get to the headline. Let's talk about R.Kelly. Let's talk about R.Kelly. Okay. R.Kelly is just days away from his trial in New York. Charges: racketeering, sexual abuse, bribery. R.Kelly attorneys said in court the other day that they're asking the judge to allow them to get daily copies of the transcripts simply because R. Kelly cannot afford to pay for them. The attorney says he has no funds left. He has no funds left. Okay. The attorney also told the judge that since R. Kelly's incarceration, he has gained weight. So we need measurements for the appropriate attire for his trial. We're trying to get his measurements. How can we take his size? And I assuming the judge was being somewhat comical when she says, well, I'm not going to take his size. You know? And on Tuesday, the court ruled that prosecutors will be granted the opportunity to present evidence proving that the Grammy winner had sexual contact with singer Aaliyah when she was as young as 13 years old.
As my child would say, duh.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
duh.
They are not, as far as we know right now, the judge is not going to allow the public into the courtroom. Neither will the media be allowed. Maybe they will change that. You know, hopefully they will and stuff. Many have said for the longest, Toby, we talked about this earlier, that R. Kelly never admitted to sexual relationships with Aaliyah. Those that know the truth. That's a lie. He had sex, and now the attorney have admitted in the courtroom that they did. They did have sex. Okay? But you didn't have to admit that. No. We know that. We know that. So to say that he didn't admit it doesn't mean anything to me, especially if he did it. So whether he admits it or not is irrelevant. it is the curtain. I mean, the burden of proof is on the state to prove that R. Kelly did this and R. Kelly did that. His trial is scheduled to start, I think, next Monday and stuff. So I personally, I think R. Kelly's going to do some time. I don't know how much, but I think it's going to be a lot of time. I think it's going to be a lot of time, because, this thing, I mean, you go back to when it first started, Toby, and how he got out of that, and as many says that him and Aaliyah wasn't married. What did they have known?
That's it. Like like there is no need for an annulment for a marriage that never happened. Those documents are out there. We've seen those documents. We've seen the documents that Aaliyah signed saying she was at 18 when she wasn't. We've seen it. She admitted it. Her family admitted it. Why are you marrying 13 and 14-year-old girls? And why are you getting annulled for marriages with 13 and 14-year-old girls? Like we keep saying, regardless of what, I wasn't there when any of it happened. But if you made too many bad decisions, you ended up in too many bad decisions that put you in the company of underage women at inappropriate times, inappropriate places. And if nothing else, you're guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said before, if a woman comes forward right now and said, I had sex with her, it's her word against mine. And like I said, there is no way that I can say I'm going to pay her or I'm going to, anything of that nature if I didn't do it. That's simple as that. Like we keep speaking on. There are too many cases where someone allegedly, from his perspective, somebody came forth on him and lied on him and lied about stuff that he was doing, and it was okay for that person to get paid and for that person to have to sign an agreement saying you cannot talk about something that didn't happen between us. I don't understand. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. No matter how you try to give it to me, I will never understand it as a man. I would not pay you for lying on me. You would have to come to court and prove me wrong. And just like I said, it's one thing to say a person sexually assaulted you. If you're in a room with that person by yourself, it's basically your word against that person's. But to think about it, these people are saying we had sex. That is a whole nother level when it comes to the burden of proof. These people are saying they had sex. Okay. And just like I said, as a man, even like I have to, like, if you would have to prove that. You would have to prove it. And before I give you my money to say be quiet and don't talk about something, you would have to come to court and prove that. Because it's like I said, you might be able to get a person to believe I fondled you or grabbed you, but sexually assaulted you, that is had sex with you, that is a totally different monster.
And so exactly, and then you have to ask the question: well, for those who think all of the alleged victims are lying, well, what would be the motive for all of them lying? And I guess the only answer they're going to give is money. But we're going to kick to the curb that R. Kelly had underage girls staying with him.
And just like I said, you know me, I go back to Michael Jackson. And just like I said, a lot of people put that guilty jacket on Michael Jackson. But the one thing that I do know and I respect, like when we were doing the last show, somebody mentioned, well, famous people, they pay people off all the time. Yes, but it gets to a point where, like Michael Jackson, after the payoff, and so, think about it with R. Kelly, if I pay him off, more are going to come. If I pay him off for nothing, more are going to come. It's out. Like these are young girls, black women, whatever. Like we know the stereotype. They date the ballers. They date the athletes. They date for the money. We all know those stories. So just like I said, why would you entice people to continuously come forward to lie on you and get money from you by paying them?
Exactly. It makes no earthly sense. Toby Florence says, if he touched a mirror, he needs to serve time. But a minor, he needs to serve time. But those older women, they knew what was going to happen. I totally agree to that.
I 100% agree, because you at a certain age, you old enough to give consent. Those girls were there. Those older girls were there. Your parents, you know what I'm saying, don't have no more control over you. You get to do what you want to do. You're an adult in the eyes of the law. So just like you said, you get to choose what you want to do. But we know, regardless of how we feel about it, those underage girls are not old enough to consent. So it's dead wrong. It's dead wrong.
It's dead wrong. And you know, when I said it the other night, I like to go back to the first trial, when the thing first got started, before R. Kelly and his entourage got off the courtroom grounds, his personal number was in the hand of a child. So when he walked out, he still showed no regards for the law or the child.
So
he's R. Kelly. So
if you just been accused, if you just been accused and put on trial for associating with underage girls, how could you then walk out of the courtroom after you've been acquitted? And we saw the pictures of the girl on the courthouse steps. We saw the videos of her hanging around. How did this girl go from being somebody you had no earthly involvement with on the courthouse steps to now them associating you with through pictures and through this young girl being in your house? Like, how did you put yourself in that position after you had just got out of that position?
That's it.
How does an innocent man, even just like I said, even if you allowed at that point right there, if they say, well, somebody took that girl to R. Kelly house, if I had just got acquitted of messing with underage girls, if I come to my house and one of my employees brought their underage daughter to work, I'm firing them. I'm firing them. Like, I don't even want underage nobody. I like, for real, at that point right there, after I've just got through fighting for my life and winning my freedom when them people was trying to watch me up, there's no way in the world I would have came out of there and knowingly put myself in a situation like that.
Exactly, because I mean, that's super stupid to the fullest. But when you talked about the drivers, that's one of the things that they're focusing on, is that he had a whole lot of help. He had people to go pick him up, take him to the hotels, bound this, bound that. And so it was an enterprise of R. Kelly, you know, doing what he does. But then you also had some parents that took the kids to concerts to meet R. Kelly.
It's gonna happen.
Okay, that might be okay to go hear R. Kelly, let's say it that way, to go hear him sing. But why would you drop your child off to R. Kelly and then you go home and they go another way? That's pimping. That's pimping.
Right now, today, with everything that is known about, or everything that is alleged about R. Kelly, just like I said on the show the other day, when everybody stepped up, you know what I'm saying, to try to defend him. Some of those same people who were defending him, if he came right now and asked for their daughter and was willing to leave a check and promised that some more would be coming, they would pack their daughter clothes up and send them away with him right now. And they wouldn't have no problem doing it.
Exactly. Toby, you want to respond to a question from Justice Speaks, please?
What did you say? What's the question? I can't see my comments.
Okay, it says, Jane Doe, she's in the courtroom now. No, they took it out of context. Attorney Greenberg said it. Yes, attorney said in court, but meaning other people were saying that was true, but corrected himself to clear up. I'm lost at what you're saying. What was being said that was true and that was not true?
And to what you said, Unc, about the financial situation. Think about it. Like we said before, why do you think the wolves are circling right now? Why do you think everybody is jumped ship and turned state and everybody ready to testify? All the people that's close to him, because it's no more money.
That's it.
As long as the money was good, everybody played their position. Nobody had a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now people had a conscience. Think about it. The people that was the guy that was handing out R. Kelly's number to young girls. Now all of a sudden, when the money is gone, you have a conscience.
Come on. That's it.
You have a conscience. And that's with everybody that's testifying now. Like I said, from the singer Sparkle You know what I'm saying? On down. Everybody had a motive for telling it, because when you were in a position to benefit, nobody said anything.
Come on.
It's been out. It's been out. It's been out. Aaliyah came out, you know what I'm saying, way back then when they were messing around. All of that came out then. Nobody close to him said anything because the money was great.
Right. And I'm glad you brought up Sparkle, because Sparkle should be held accountable too. She only spoke up when she realized that she might get in trouble.
Exactly.
So someone is asking the question, why are they protesting free R.Kelly? Let me say this. I love R.Kelly music. I love his music. But if you're saying free R.Kelly, we know that he R.Kelly, let's just be honest. Right now, R.Kelly don't have no victims. He has no victims. What he do have is alleged victims. That's it, until the court says otherwise. But however, you don't have to be at the scene of a crime to know that a crime has been committed. So if for those that are saying free R.Kelly, you're just sick. You're just some sick individuals and stuff, and you just don't give a damn. We're talking about children, as Justice said. We could care less about the grown women. They knew what time it was, so they don't have a damn voice as long as I'm concerned. But you, just because you want R. Kelly to be innocent doesn't mean that he's innocent. And I'm gonna tell you now, he's not innocent. He may not have done everything that they said, but he done 99.9% of it. I promise you that. And when R. Kelly walked out of that courtroom, Courtney, Toby, and he had the manager to give her his number, his ass should have been locked up right then and there.
He had the enablers. He had the shields. He had everybody around and protecting him and keep it under wraps, because, like we said, the money was good. When he walked out of that courtroom a free man, his net worth went up. And everybody around him that was benefiting from it, they knew it. Like, oh yeah, he's back on. He's back on. He's finna get back on top, and like the money is gonna be good. So everybody played their position until the money started. Until the money started. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no paychecks coming out.
Everybody knew their position. Tammy says that his ex-wife too. She should be locked up.
Exactly.
She should be locked up.
Exactly.
Because when I watched her speak, I'm like, she's just lying. 1 minute she want to be conservative. The next minute she's riding around in a car bumping R. Kelly music, and she just got through calling him every damn name but the name in the birth certificate.
Exactly. It's benefits.
I mean, it's just hard to believe some of the things that happen, and I guess it's hard to believe because parents don't do that, right? Parents don't. People with a conscious morals, things that they don't do that. So that's why I guess it's hard for some to believe. But just because you don't believe it, don't make it out to be a lie. I mean, it's just as simple as that. R. Kelly did some of the things that they're saying that he did. But now I don't know why people don't want to believe that him and Aaliyah was married.
I just be wanting to understand. I be wanting to understand, like, the people with that type of reasoning. Like, if you were that sure that he's innocent, would you allow him, you know what I'm saying, to be around your child? Would you lie? Because as a father, think about this. I'm gonna give you an example. Back when, you know what I'm saying, this is a crazy example, but it fits. Back when people were saying that people had, when AIDS first came out and people started dying and people started taking it serious, like, you think about it, there were certain girls, and in my case, I know a certain girl in particular who everybody, you know what I'm saying, she was one of the finest women around, and like, she gave me a little conversation, and I'm being a man thinking, oh yeah, I'm finna get with her, and somebody told me, say, hey man, you know she got AIDS, don't you? And from as soon as he said that, in my mind, I don't care how fine she is. I don't care what. It's not worth it. It's not even worth taking the chance. And I said that to say the same thing in this situation right here. If that was my brother, he couldn't stay in my house.
Exactly.
And just like I said, he hasn't been accused in it. He hasn't been proven to be have done anything. It's all accusations. It's all but at the same time, I would rather take heed to the accusations and take the precautions than to disregard the accusations and allow him to, you know what I'm saying, a person like that to be, and that's what I be wondering with the people who just, I don't, like I said, I don't care about the people defending him because he's innocent until proven guilty. But some people I see people breaking out in a sweat defending that man, and I know he never did nothing for him. And I'm just wondering, like, okay, if this was a person, just because you love this person, your brother, your father, or somebody close to you, who you actually know, who you actually have a relationship that you can say, I love. If this man was in that same position, that man that you love, your father, your brother, whatever, if he was in that same position as R. Kelly, would you give him that same benefit of the doubt to the point where I would accept him or respect him being around my kids? And because it's like I said, it's got to be mental.
It has to be. Justice, I want to comment on something she just said quickly. She said, if R. Kelly admitted he had a problem, more people would respect him. Let me say this to you. I totally agree with that. But here's the thing about that. R. Kelly he did admit to his attorneys that he had a problem. The attorneys told him he had a problem. But here's what he didn't do. He didn't seek help to change that. So it's just like him saying nothing. He knew he had a problem. He knew it. He said it. The attorney said it.
Exactly.
But he didn't want help. You know why he didn't want help? Because he enjoyed what he was doing. Don't forget, in several of his songs, R. Kelly says, I'm a blessing and a curse. Simple as that. Okay, we got to get on to tonight's headline, but we are going to keep a close eye on the courtroom in New York next week, Toby and I, and probably sometimes throughout the day, we may do breaking news stories. But I want to get to what my nephew has to bring tonight. We talked about it earlier, and I think he's going to bless you all tonight with this.
I'll try to. Listen, okay, we talk about the government in America and this whole slogan of Make America Great Again. We didn't discuss that. We knew when America was great in their eyes. America was at its greatest when they had all the free labor and they built up their family wealth and built up the economy off of free labor. We know that. But think about it. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back to the Civil War. The Civil War was fought the North against the South. And from our perspective as blacks, that we make it out to be a slave thing because we said the North wanted to free the slaves and this and that there, and we give them so much credit. But what we fail to realize is, just like you said earlier, America has always been about money and the economy. And that was the biggest thing about the Civil War. And I say that because we know the northern states, look at North as a geographical area. The North is rocky, cold, is really unfit like the South. The South is like earth. You grow everything. Think about it. The cotton, the corn, the tobacco, the crops, you know what I'm saying? The vegetables. That's what fed America. The South fed America. The South provided the cotton to make the clothes and all of that. The factories and stuff like that was up north. With the economy like it was, the North looked at it like our workforce, we have to pay. So that limits the amount of money we can store. Because when we make money, we have to pay. The Southerners, y'all don't have to pay y'all workforce. So y'all making way more money than we making. Y'all, got all the vegetables, all the fruits, all the cotton. We have to buy that from y'all because we have to make the clothes and everything. But y'all killing the economy. Y'all winning in y'all eyes because y'all not paying the labor. That's what it was about. And think about it. When they freed the slaves, think about it. People didn't know, you know what I'm saying? When they first freed the slaves, a group of black slaves got together after the Civil War. We all know, you know what I'm saying? General William Sherman is known as the guy who came up with the concept of 40 acres and a mule. But he didn't. He didn't come up with that concept. He presented it because he was in a position to present it. But a group of 20 or so black free men came with that proposition. And they said, if you are really going to free us and you are really going let us be free. Let us establish our own. Give us 40 acres. With 40 acres, We can build our own homes. We can, raise our own food. We can build our own economy. We can be free of the United States. They came with a whole plan. And I'm going to read a portion of that plan. Section 2 of that plan, and the name of the plan for people that want to look it up is Special Field Order number 15. Special Field Order number 15, signed by William T. Sherman, the general at the time. But Section 2 specifies that these new communities, moreover, would be governed entirely by Black people themselves on the islands and in the settlements hereafter to be established. No white person whatsoever, unless military officer or soldier detailed for duty, will be permitted to reside, and the sole and exclusive management of affairs will be left to the freed people themselves. Think about that. That would have gave us our own land in America to have our own government and our own community. Now, it's going to tie in because we did it. And I'm gonna give you a story. In 1906, 41 years after slavery was abolished, O.W. Gurley, a wealthy Black landowner from America, moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he purchased 40 acres of land. The same 40 acres of land that we asked them to give us. This man went out and purchased it. You know what I'm saying? A wealthy Black landowner purchased 40 acres of land. That 40 acres of land will be later will be known as the Greenwood District of Tulsa, Oklahoma, or as we like to call it, Black Wall Street. When we got freed, those people went and said, give us our own so we can build our own. They didn't want to give it to us. He purchased 40, and you see what he did with his 40. Imagine if they would have gave us 40 then. We could have worked our way to the point where we'd have been an independent nation right now, right here. But you think about it. They didn't want that. They didn't want that. So they didn't do that. They didn't. Okay, well, yeah, we put it in the little rat. We know we're going to present it to the house. But nothing ever came about it because when they sat down and thought about it. If we allow this labor to walk away, because the northern states, it was the labor. If we allow this labor to go and establish their own businesses and they own everything, we're going to lose the labor force. And we can't afford that. We would crash. Think about it. If they lost that labor force, that Black labor force in the United States at that time, the economy probably would have crashed. They probably wouldn't have it wouldn't have worked without that labor. So we cannot free the labor. We have to keep them dependent. And think about it at that time. At that time, you had two different groups of people in the Black community. And I'm going to tell you, you had the Marcus Garvey and the early Malcolm X who were saying, we want to be separated. We want to be separated. We want to get our own. But you had Martin Luther King and other people who said, no, we don't want our own. We want you to let us sit at your table. Think about it. They freeing us. But you got Martin Luther King leaving a movement saying, okay, we free, but really we don't want to be free. We want to be at y'all table. We want to be able to sit at y'all table and eat with y'all.
Come on, nephew. Come on.
And come on. I'm going to show you. Around that time, if you don't believe it, do your research. I'm going to show you how, Black people were their own enemies. Think about it. We are in a time where our oppressors freed us and say, go on about your business. Y'all free. Go on about your business. Everybody went try to get far away from them as they can. But just like the lady said the other day when we was talking about the show about the community, she said, we need to get out. You need to get out. This is that. You want to run over there with the white folks. You want to run to a better neighborhood and feel like, but think about it. They didn't want you. They didn't want you. When they let you go free, they didn't want you. Okay, if we can't control you and we can't have you as slaves, we don't even want to live with you. We don't want you around us. So the Blacks, like you said, you had certain Blacks that said, look, we know y'all don't like us. We know y'all don't want us. We know y'all never meant us any good. So we want to get as far away from y'all as possible. It was supposed to be from South Carolina down to Georgia. They were supposed to give us a bunch of that land to free slaves. Let us build our own. But just like you said, and I say it because I know a lot of people not gonna feel this what I say, but house niggas, the house niggas are the ones that didn't want to leave. The house niggas are the ones that stayed there and said, we want to be with y'all. We want to be able to live with y'all. We want to be able to eat with y'all. We want to be able to drink out of the same water fountain. We want to be able to do all this. And I'm gonna show you just how that mentality messed us over. Okay, we all know about Tulsa. We all know about Rosa Parks.
Mm-hmm.
We all know Rosa Parks, you know what I'm saying, fought because them people didn't want us on our buses. Exactly. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you how integration killed us with house niggas. Warsey Crawford was the owner of the Crawford Bus Company of Birmingham, Alabama. Thrived during segregation because it was the only bus company that served blacks. They never told us that it was a black bus company serving blacks at that time. Just like with the Black Panthers, they never told when the Black Panthers were feeding the kids breakfast for lunch. Like the government took that idea and said, okay, we're going to implement it so we can make the people dependent on us. Think about it. That man had a whole black bus company at the time. You know what people wanted? We don't want the black bus company. We want to be able to ride on the white bus with the white folks. The whole time they had a bus company that would carry them anywhere they wanted to go. We don't want to support that. We don't want to ride the black bus. We want to be over here on the bus with the people that don't want us around them. That's what we want. And I say that to say this, it's two type of people in this world now. When we talk on this feed, it's two type of people on here. It's the type of people that I'm happy being subservient to the white man. I'm happy working for him. I'm happy paying him to live in his substandard housing. I'm happy to go to his grocery store and buy the substandard food that they selling in the hood. I'm willing to do all that because I'm a house nigga. But it's a few of us out there that's saying, man, look, we can do this on our own. It's been done before. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. It was done before with 40 acres. With 40 acres, that man moved in and said, I'm going to buy these 40 acres and I'm not selling anything but to black people. And think about it. The whites across town left them for dead and said, you can't come over here and buy ours. So they built theirs. They built theirs on their own. And they did so good, the white man got mad and came back and burned it all down and killed most of the folks.
You better preach it. You better preach.
Because y'all can survive on y'all own. And we don't like that.
Come on.
We want y'all subservient. We want y'all to keep going to work for us, working for our menial wages while you put our kids in our your kids in our curve while you out working for us, making menial wages, and we continue to brainwash your kids. That's what we want. We don't want you to think for yourself. When we had the opportunity to really free you, we didn't want to free you. We kept you in slavery, but the way we did it, we called it Reconstruction. And Reconstruction only was instead of you working as a piece of property, instead of you working, and I provide you with a place to stay in this in return for your work and your labor, now I'm going to give you a menial wage. So instead of giving you a place to stay and a meal, now I'm going to give you money so you can pay me for a place to stay and for you to pay me for something to eat. It's slavery. Huh? It's slavery. And a lot of us love it.
You just preached. I truly believe that you have blessed the people tonight because you just preached and you didn't miss a beat. Do you hear me? You didn't miss a beat. And that still goes on to this day. You have your field nigga and your house nigga. And so when they began to let the field nigga walk in and become the house nigga, just to sit at the table and eat the crumbs left from the master, they were okay with that.
Yes, it was always, and just like I said, when they try to kick us off, think about it, huh? I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. Those folks were so dependent. A lot of those folks, they had to kick off the plantation, and you can imagine why. We became dependent. They had to make them folks leave the plant. Some of them folks said, "Man, we ain't got nowhere to go." Okay, we'll keep working the land, and they sit there, and we'll just give you a few of the crops and stuff. you know, so you can eat on some sharecropping stuff. Because those people, but then certain people got as far away from the white folks as they can as soon as they can. They got as far away from because they knew y'all don't mean us no good. And if we stay dealing with y'all and y'all system, y'all gonna put us back in slavery. And Reconstruction reconstructed it all. Reconstruction reconstructed it all.
Exactly. And what you're speaking on, believe it or not, in 2021, it still goes on. It still goes on.
That's what they mean when they say "Make America Great Again." In the white people's eyes, we want y'all across town. We want y'all. We don't want y'all around us. You know.
Look here. Watch this. We're still trying to fit in where we don't fit in and where we're not wanted. Now, when you said across town, now you watch what they do with these low-income apartments and houses. They will never be in the white neighborhood. No. We don't want you over here. No. You put it over there in Niggerville, and y'all okay with it. You're okay with it, and you're not trying to do anything for yourselves. You're not.
Exactly.
Y'all you got to a point to where you just want you have given up. This is okay with you.
But that's the same way. Look, I'm gonna use R.Kelly. If I got you in here trapped, and you say I want to be free, and I let you go, and you come back, what did I do wrong? They let us go. The Malcolm X's and the Marcus Garveys. Marcus Garvey said, "Man, let's go back to Africa. Come on, let's go, because they don't mean us no good. Let's go."
You know what? They would say,
niggas like, "Man, I'm not going back to Africa. Like, I want to drink that, like that water fountain. Know what I'm saying? Water was any better than the black water fountain. Think about it, because they had the white Sony, but they had the black water fountain right there. And I'm quite sure if they in a similar, you know, space, it probably coming from the same water source. But just like I said, house niggas got so in love with the white man to the point where I don't want to drink out the black water fountain. I don't want to ride the black bus. I want to be over here with the white people.
You know, a while back, sometime last year, talking with a lady that I know, been knowing for a long time. And she said she had put her daughter in a different school. Mm-hmm. Well, the school she put her in was way out of her district. And I'm like, well, why did you take her out of this school? Oh, my daughter needs to be where them white teachers at so they can learn something. You know, that pissed me off. That's that nigger shit. Well, you look at them as superior and you bow to them in that same matter and stuff because you honestly think that they are better than you. But we are beholden unto the government on too many issues. And as long as you're beholden to me, I control you.
Every issue. Just like we said, the police, people are the police and this, the police and this. Man, the police graduated from the slave catchers. That's the same organization. The same organization that became the police now. Their primary goal back then was catching runaway slaves. So if those people went from being trained and organized to catch to catch runaway slaves, as black people, how do you think they look at us now when we looked at them for help? When we looked for them to save us? Them the same people that was, called upon to catch us and bring us back into slavery. But now, since they freed us, we looking for them to protect us. No, they keeping us surrounded in the hood so we don't spill over into their communities. That's what they doing to us.
And if they would go back and look at here, as you just brought up about the slave patrol, it's easy to see why nothing has changed when it comes to us and the police.
That's ingrained. Nothing. That's instilled. That's instilled. And just like I said, imagine the people, imagine right now, imagine we look at these racist people. Imagine the people right now, that was slave owners one day that said, okay, we gotta, we gotta free y'all, but y'all gonna stay right here around us, and y'all study going up now. Y'all want our, welfare. Y'all want our this. Y'all want it to be free. Go be free. We can't be free because it just like I said, we didn't want to ride the black bus. We wanted to ride the white bus. We didn't want. Did we really want to be free? And just like I said, for those people that's when America was at its greatest. in their eyes.
It was.
That's when America was in their greatest in their eyes.
Exactly. And to this day, I still hear people, black people or niggas, I don't want a black doctor. I don't want a black attorney. They gonna mess over me. And that goes back to Willie Lynch. Everything that Willie Lynch said is still visible to this very day.
It is. Because just like he said, in order to control the masses, just like the government used, and just like a slave, just like we say, you had situations where you had one slave master, man, a wife, and a couple of little white kids, but they had 10 or 15 slaves that included 3 or 4 strong black males. And that one man and his family could control them. How could he control them? Because he always had a couple of house niggas. The house niggas was going to go out and listen to what the field niggas had to say and run back to master and say, master, you know, nigga Toby is out there, you know, talking about this and that there, and you know, he talking about this, and he throw him a few crumbs. Think about it. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all of them died behind house niggas. All of them died behind that. Like they could send a house nigga to infiltrate and tell us everything y'all said. The Black Panthers, they'll tell us everything y'all said so we can bring y'all down. And you know why? Because all we have to do is promise them a little power. They jealous of you.
And that's it. Because I remember one time when Al Sharpton said he was on a plane and he met T.I. Mm-hmm. And T.I. told him that he had been trying to get in touch with him. And he asked him why, and he told him that his rights had been violated. Mm-hmm. And from the music that he was making, whatever he was doing back then, Al Sharpton said, niggas don't have rights.
There it is.
So you got to start conducting yourself as a black man, as a black woman. People greet you the way they see you. And today, if you try to get some to uproot the lies and to see what really happened and to see where you're at right now, you might feel better about yourself and you might strive to do better for yourself. But too many are still up under the umbrella of the government. And that's a bad place to be.
Why do you think Trump gets the support he got? All of the people that support Trump feel like these sorry ass niggas are laying around on welfare, having all these kids, not trying to work, not trying to do for themselves. They want it to be free.
That's it.
They want it to be free. Why do we still have to take care of them if they want to be free? They now, if you look at them, they got all the latest fashion clothes. They got all them. Like I'm like right now, I see people right in Shreveport. I know, you know what I'm saying, people that have 2020 Benzes parked in front of apartments. They rent an apartment. Like, think about it. Like, that's a whole car you have parked in front of an apartment. Why didn't you invest in, you know, that? But like, they know this. Like, look at them. Look at them. Look at them. That's the shit. They buying brand new iPhone. They got the latest iPhone. I see a little black girl, school age, with the latest iPhone. White women feel like I work every day and I can't get an iPhone like that. That's how they feel.
You know what?
But then these are the same people that's knocking down the lines at the free food, you know what I'm saying, place, knocking down the lines at the welfare office for they benefits.
Exactly.
That's what they feel. The white folk feel like we can't get no food stamps because the black people and the Mexicans getting all of it. That's how they feel.
If you notice, and I'm gonna use Shreveport as an example, out on Uri Drive, mm-hmm. where everything nice is at, you know, a nice homes, apartments, nice mm-hmm. businesses. So in the black neighborhood, if you notice, everything that they think you need, they're putting it in the black neighborhoods. So you don't have to come out of the black neighborhood for shit. Exactly. We got a laundromat over there. You got the cleaners over there. You got a Walmart close to you. They're boxing us in. Everything you need is going to be in Niggerville. You got the Iranians, whoever they are, that come up with those little bullshit shops. And I never shop at a store that says no refunds, exchanges only, because they know what they're selling. It's bullshit. Mm-hmm. It's bullshit. But here's what they won't do. They will not put their wives in our neighborhoods to live, but they'll come over here and take our money.
They not, and they're gonna take it back, send it to their country, and build up where they at over there with the white folks. They're not putting it back into the community because that's not the goal. Y'all want it to be free. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. To be able to drink the same out of the same water fountain as us, you privileged. So you're gonna pay for that privilege, and you're gonna have to stay subservient for the right to do that. You're gonna have to stay subservient for the right to do that. Yeah, we're gonna continue to take care of you. You know, we're gonna continue to degrade your men. We're gonna continue to brainwash your children. We're gonna continue to do all of that because you need us. You need us. You come to us. We don't come to you and ask you to take our welfare. We don't come to you and ask you to spend your money at our stores and spend your money at our shops. But just like you said, the black stores, look at how many black stores was around Shreveport at one time, and look at the number now. These Iranians making it? Do you think Shreveport been predominantly black forever? Why the majority of the black businesses didn't make it? Because it's a mentality. Black is inferior. Black is inferior. White is superior. So if I stay in a black neighborhood, I'm degrading myself. I'm looked down upon. But if I stay over here in the white neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? This and that, then I'm looked up. I can stick my chest out a little more. Like that's
you know what? I'm gonna say something, and we're gonna get out of here. Two things. Faye, she says good night. Toby and everyone, we love you big time. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. I'm gonna end by quoting, and I've said it before, Toby. Bernie Mac in one of his stand-up comments. I think it was the Kings of Comedy. And when he came out, and some white people up front, and jokingly, but it was really true with some, he said, "Boy, when white folks come see you, you somebody."
There it is.
And that's what the niggas think. If the white man shake my hand, I made it. Success to niggas is a handshake from the white man. Simple as that. Look, we got to get out of here. You all be willing. What's the night? Thursday, Toby?
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. But listen, we got to do this, and we have to do this here. We cannot continue to do YouTube, especially live videos, if we're not getting any donations. And the donations the last 3 weeks have been slim to absolutely nothing. We go through this a lot. And I really hate that we have to do it, because if you like what we're doing, we have to pay bills. So if you're able to, Cash Out, PayPal. If not, we've been through this before, we have to shut down. This is something that we don't want to do, but we have to pay bills. Now, it might sound ugly to you, but if you like what we're doing, if you were telling the truth, then why don't you help the show stay on air? I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. Remember, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. Toby, it's on you.
All right, I want to say hello to Miss Justice Speaks. Thanks, Miss Faye Gash, Miss Florence Simeon. I want to say hello and thank y'all for tuning in to the show.
Y'all have a good night. See you tomorrow night.
Good night.